So I've already pulled open Google Sheets. I've also installed the Apptopia add-on. So I just click Add-ons, Apptopia Start. If you don't have the Apptopia add-on installed, just click Get Add-ons and do a search for Apptopia. So let's go ahead and start it up. It's going to ask me to authenticate to my Apptopia account. This can be a free or paid account. Doesn't matter. Okay. Awesome. So here's a list of publisher names, some ones that are probably pretty familiar to you: Quali, Ketchup, Electronic Arts, and Blizzard. Now, to enrich these publishers, I just select them. I go over to the sidebar, or the Apptopia sidebar. I select publisher name. I also have the ability to do publisher IDs, app names, and app IDs. I can select a store, in this case Google Play. And I don't have to enter a country code. If I leave it blank, it will just default to worldwide, but in this case, let's look at the US. I'm going to hit Get Selection, which will select the cells I've highlighted, A3 through A6. There's 4 publishers, and then I'm going to hit Go. Now, for each entry, it takes roughly about 20 seconds, so I'm just going to go ahead and speed up the video just a little bit so we can walk through the data together. Hang tight. Okay, awesome. So we have enriched those publishers. Let's walk through the data. On the left, this column is what we had typed in originally. The next column over is the match that was found in Apptopia. We'll talk more about that in a second. This is a link to the detailed publisher profile in Apptopia. And then we have 4 core data points. We have downloads in the US. We can see that Quali had between 1 million and 5 million downloads in the last 30 days in the United States. We can see they made between 10K and 50K, which is up significantly from 30 days ago. We can see they have between 5 and 10 million MAUs in the United States in the last 30 days. And then we also get the DAU metric, which for Quali is between 1 million and 5 million. Again, up significantly from 30 days ago. Now, let's say that the match that Apptopia found was not the right match. The reason this could occur is publishers have similar names, and while we're trying to do our best to match against the similarity of the name as well as how popular that publisher is, occasionally we'll get it wrong. So let's walk through how to fix it. So we found the right one for Quali, but just for example, let's say we didn't. All I have to do is select it. It's going to be italicized, which means that we found multiple matches. I'm going to hit Get Selection, and then I'm going to hit Edit. It's going to give me a list now of similar publishers that I can use to find data. So if I were to pick any of these, it would actually erase the data points for Quali Limited and replace them with, for instance, KWAL or KWalk or any one of these publishers. Awesome. So let's exit out of that. Now, let's try this example again, except using app IDs. So I already created a second spreadsheet. I'm going to jump over to it. These are all iOS app IDs. Now, similar process. I'm going to go ahead and start Apptopia. I'm going to have to authenticate again since I closed out because I was silly. Awesome. Okay, so now all I need to do is select the app IDs. I'm going to tell Apptopia what I'm looking at. I'm looking at app IDs. I'm going to enter a store, iTunes. I'm going to select a country code. Again, let's look at the United States. I'm going to say Get Selection, which are the cells I highlighted, A2 through A9. And then I'm going to hit Go. Now, for app IDs, it's a little bit faster, maybe about 10 seconds per entry, or maybe even faster. The reason this is we're not actually doing fuzzy matching against publisher names or any kind of magic trying to match the right publisher to what you entered. It's one-to-one with an ID, right? One ID to one app. So this should go pretty quick. And it looks like we're done. Awesome. So I'm going to go ahead and close this out. And let's walk through the data. It's going to be pretty similar to what you saw on the publisher side, but let's just kind of walk through it together. So we can see what we matched it against. Again, it's a one-to-one match since we're using IDs. This is a link to the detail page for that app in Apptopia. Now, just to kind of walk through what's there, we have every kind of other data point that you'd probably want to be interested in. It's everything from session data, so stuff like sessions per user, session length, to downloads and revenue, user retention, where they're advertising, how they're advertising, what creatives they're using. You can even like preview playable ads. It's pretty cool. You can look at the demographics behind that app, what other apps they're most likely to be using, as well as the SDKs that that app is using. It's kind of like a timeline view. So Let's walk through the remaining data points. They're pretty similar, again, to the publisher side. We can see its grossing rank within the US. So among grossing apps, how does it rank? We can see its rank for free apps in the US. And then we can see its rank amongst paid apps in the US. These other data points are similar to what we looked at on the publisher side. It's downloads, revenue, MAUs, and DAUs. So a couple quick notes for you guys here. One, you may have noticed that our data is in ranges. The reason it's in ranges is because it allows us to give this data away for free. If you are a paying Apptopia customer, you will actually get the precise data points. You don't need to change anything, just log into your account and it will be there. Another note for you guys is that for each enrichment job, as it were, it's limited to 100 records. Now you can do multiple searches or multiple kind of batch enrichments, but it is limited to 100 records per set. And I guess the last thing to say is that Apptopia for Google Sheets is in open beta, so we need your feedback to make it awesome. Tell us what's good, tell us what's bad, tell us all the features that we need to add to make this really valuable to you. Now, you can hit us up on Twitter at Apptopia, or you can even join our Slack channel specifically for this app. You can find it in our blog post talking about the release, and it should also be in the description for this video. That's it for now. I hope you guys enjoyed this quick demo. If you have any questions, you know where to find us. Thanks.